Greetings and welcome back for another Eaglemoss Star Trek Discovery, the official Starships Collection review. Today we're going to be reviewing the USS Discovery, NCC 1031. So the first thing that I'd like to note is the box art graphics and see how they've done a much better job with the graphics here on the Discovery Collection ships compared to what we see with the special edition ships from the regular series. So if you were to display them in a comic shop or whatnot, these would look much more attractive. Also, if you don't have room to display all of your ships, you could stack them up in the boxes and it would still look pretty good. So we're going to get into this here in just a moment, but first, the magazine. Alright, so here we have our magazine, and with my magazine came a notice from Eaglemoss basically saying that issue 3 has been delayed, and as long as I stick with the collection I'll be getting a free gift with my third shipment. So I'm looking forward to getting that. That new bird of prey looks wildly different from the ones we're familiar with, but still pretty cool. So taking a look at the magazine, we've got our ship, the USS Discovery, and nice blue nebula in the background, high gloss image. On the inside, we're going to be seeing some of the profiles of the USS Discovery, also designing the ship, and here of course is how the model connects to the stand. The ship is Crossfield class, affiliated with the Federation, 23rd century, and it's a whopping 750.5 meters, which actually is longer than the Enterprise E, captained by Jean-Luc Picard. Pretty amazing. Very, very big ship. Captain is Gabriel Lorca. So here we can see a nice high-gloss image of the USS Discovery. You can see those nice blue Bazard collectors. Got a cool picture here of Captain Lorca. And basically this page is talking about the early days of the war and how the ship was designed for scientific purposes, but eventually converted for warfare to fight the Klingons. Here we've got a real nice profile view of the ship. Crew complement of 136. Discovery was designed around its most famous resource, the Spore Drive, which is an experimental propulsion system the ship used to travel 90 light years in 1.3 seconds. So pretty amazing. Of course, the ship also has a standard warp drive in it. And for some reason, I always thought that Discovery, when the Spore Drive was engaged, the warp drive had to be offline. But as we see in later episodes, the warp drive can actually be engaged and the ship's spore jump at the same time, which makes for a pretty cool scene. And here we can see designing the USS Discovery. Some nice concept art here by John Eaves. And again, he took influence from the X-planes of the 1950s, specifically the XB-70 Valkyrie, which was a United States Air Force bomber prototype used in the 1950s. And the whole era of Starfleet ship design during the era of Discovery basically was a 25 to 30 year period where starships were going through rapid change. And Starfleet was trying to come to an agreement on a design style for their exploration ships, their science ships, their light cruisers, and that's why we see the variety of ships that we do in Star Trek Discovery. And here we've got some more sketches of the designing the Discovery. Down here we actually have our first orthos view of the Discovery, albeit not the finalized design. Here we've got some sketches moved to CG renders. And then this sketch actually shows the triple Bazard collector that we see on Discovery, albeit not the finalized version. And here we can see some of the later sketches of the Discovery. Also, Discovery was named for Scott Crossfield, who was an X-15 test pilot. So some pretty cool trivia there. It talks about the warp nacelles being one of the trickiest parts for John Eaves to come up with because everybody expected them to be round. But he was given the express instructions not to make them round. They had to look different. Also, we've got the mechanics of the saucer being a challenge. Eaves designed it so that the rotation was generated by the top of the saucer surface. So coming up with a way for that to work and look good was apparently challenging as well. But you can see once it's getting towards the final design how cool it looks. And there's that blue or purple deflector. And of course we have our final concept of the USS Discovery, which is what we see in the show. And moving down here, just some really nice renders of the ship. And of course, coming up, we got issue 3, which is our Klingon Bird of Prey. That's a pretty interesting view of the ship. And also more to come. On the back, we've got a nice graphic of the USS Discovery. All right, moving on to the ship. What goodies lie inside? Oh, wow. And there she is, the USS Discovery. Let's see what number we got here. 9785AA. And we've got our stand. All right, I'm going to go ahead and take her out of the box here. Wow. She's really got some weight to her. Very, very nice. I'm going to go ahead and get her on her stand so we can get a closer look. All right, so we're going to take a look at the top of the ship first. And you can see here on the front, we've got the USS Discovery NCC 1031 in a kind of a cream off-white color. And the hull is painted in kind of a off-tone copper color. And what's strange is actually, depending on the light, the model actually reflects different colors, which makes it very dynamic, and it's a pretty cool effect. You can also make out some subtle detailing on the, or subtle Aztecing, I should say, on the outer saucer section. And the saucer part primarily is designed to tie in with the spore drive, as the outer ring actually spins clockwise and the inner ring spins counterclockwise. The inner ring houses most of Discovery's crew, while the outer part's more for scientific experiments and whatnot. And of course the center section there is going to be the main bridge. And taking a look down the dorsal section of the ship, we can see some nice window detail there. On the back section, we can see here, basically this is a warp delta design, which if you look back at Star Trek Enterprise, the warp delta was one of the first Federation ships. The saucer didn't come along until Enterprise herself. So this is combining two different styles of ship design into one neat little package. We can see some of the metallic striping right here. Some of the details. We've got some micro print on the very back of the shuttle bay. It says USS Discovery with the registry number. Some copper colored pin striping down the warp nacelle. And of course our warp engines do have that clear plastic, which creates a little bit of that blue glow that we love. Wow, very cool. The shuttle bay also has, let's see, on the sides of the shuttle bay we can see some clear plastic pieces, and then a lot of really good detailing actually in the shuttle, and some more micro print, believe it or not, right there on the very back. Holy cow, that's cool. So now I'm going to flip the ship over and we're going to look at the ventral section. And we can just barely make out USS Discovery there on the center saucer section. Not a whole lot of Starfleet markings or pinstriping, but we do actually have some microprint just there. It says NCC 1031. Wow. Very, very hard to see. There's our bottom sensor dome, our blue deflector with one little antenna sticking out. I do believe there's two in the show, but I could be wrong. We've got our buzzard collectors, triple buzzard collectors in standby mode or spore jump mode, because they're blue. We've got some window detail here on the secondary hull. And I don't know what this blue stuff is here, but I'm assuming it's tied in with the main deflector. Or possibly the shield grid. I'm not sure. There is some subtle pinstriping going down the center of the ship on the ventral section. And coming around to the back, that may be some kind of a cargo door. Not really sure. Honestly, I don't think a whole lot of people are very sure exactly what all these things are on the Discovery, because we don't actually have a full technical manual of the ship. But next we're going to see some nice high-definition photos of the ship. So I hope you enjoy. En route to the planet Vulcan to pick up her new captain, Discovery picks up a distress signal. It's from the USS Enterprise NCC 1701. Discovery moves to intercept. Of course, I had to include this famous encounter from the last episode of Discovery. And surprisingly enough, these models are pretty close to being on scale with one another. Enterprise is quite a bit smaller than Discovery, unless we're in a visual reboot with the new show. Discovery could actually end up being smaller than Enterprise, but we will see going forward. Folks, I hope that you enjoyed this video. If you did, please like, share, and subscribe, and feel free to leave me a comment in the comment section below, and I'd love to hear from you. Till next time, keep on trekking.